Tonight, 3 celebrities are taking part in a life-changing challenge to improve their memories. Fashion consultant and presenter Gok Wan.
My mind doesn't ever hold any information whatsoever, just shoes and dresses.
Veteran broadcaster and former Blue Peter host Valerie Singleton.
We get to the stage when we're older that when we begin to forget things, we start worrying.
And reality star Joey Essex.
It's about my brain and giving my brain that full potential of thought.
They've all signed up to a unique competition.
You've got 2 minutes starting from now.
Designed to change the way they use their memories.
I've never been more nervous in my life.
They will be challenged to learn hundreds of facts on a subject they previously knew nothing about.
This is impossible. No one knows this stuff.
What element has the atomic number 72?
But it's something I could never, ever have guessed I would be given. But it's music, and I love dancing.
Complete the Skepta lyric, man don't care what colour or gender.
I literally do not have a clue who this geezer is.
To do so, they'll be introduced to the extraordinary methods
There's a beer in the bin.
of memory champion Mark Channon.
Anyone can improve their memory because we all have fantastic visual memories. It's a skill that you can use in the real world, and it actually changes how you start to think.
It could change the way they think forever.
Oh, what are you doing? You're a witch. You're weird.
They can have this feeling of, wow, how did I remember this?
But when the pressure's on,
On what day was William's coronation in 1066?
who will remember the most and become tonight's champion?
I've got to win.
Backstage, 3 nervous celebrities are focusing on the day ahead
I can't talk to you because I'm doing breathing exercises.
and putting in some final preparations
Raptor. Tractor.
Yes.
for a quiz that's just minutes away.
Good evening, I'm Michael Burke and welcome to Can I Improve My Memory? 2 weeks ago, none of our celebrities would have said they had a good memory, though they all wanted to improve it. Let's face it, so do we all. Tonight, I'm going to test their newfound skills. Let's get started. Gok Wan. Would you say you've got a good memory?
Absolutely not. No. I'm really stupid for doing this. I've never been more nervous in my life, and I've got women naked in shop windows.
The time has come for you to reveal the subject on which you're going to be answering questions tonight.
OK, the subject I'm going to be answering questions on is the periodic table. Thank you for laughing. Right, I'm going in. Right. OK, I know that that's something to do with cells, and so it's science, isn't it? Oh, no. What do we have here? Oh. Periodic table of the elements. No, not the periodic table.
The periodic table is one of the most essential tools in chemistry. It lists 118 chemical elements, the primary constituents of all matter, in order of their atomic number. Gok must memorise all the elements as well as hundreds of related facts. It's a daunting task for someone who left school with no qualifications.
I got thrown out of school when I was 15 years old for being chaotic and reckless. As a result of that, my memory never ever developed.
Val and Joey are also being allocated a subject to become an expert in.
It's like a box of treasure. What's this?
And because this is a pure memory challenge, it's a topic they know absolutely nothing about.
Well, there's an Adidas. Oh my God, they're going to have me doing the marathon. Woo!
Looks like a bit of a geezer. Looks like he goes down the pub, takes a sword with him. I want to improve my memory because I want to prove to myself that I can remember something in this world.
And Joey will be learning about William the Conqueror, who won the Battle of Hastings in 1066.
I don't even know who this is.
Valerie will be immersing herself in one of the most exciting urban music scenes in Britain.
UK grime artists.
It's a big ask for an 8-year-old whose favourite tune on Desert Island Discs was a Beethoven concerto. but she's keen to confront her fears about memory loss.
I do remember having a conversation with someone, and my entire conversation seemed to be, you know, that actor, he was in that film, so literally I couldn't remember the film, the name of the actor. It's that sort of thing. You do worry about it a bit.
All the celebrities are going to be trained by memory grandmaster Mark Channon. He memorised more than 700 random numbers in the World Memory Championships. But can his extraordinary techniques really help the celebrities learn hundreds of new facts in just 2 weeks?
It's definitely going to help them remember much more of this subject. But it is possible. Without the techniques, almost impossible. So you're about to go through a really intensive training program, essentially.
He starts by getting Joey to turn the facts into vivid images. It's called the visualisation technique.
How are you going to remember that other people call him William the Bastard?
We remember vivid images, especially funny, weird or rude ones, much better than dry facts. So, Mark wants Joey to visualise King William's nickname.
He's like that, with a little sword. And he just looks like a bit of a bastard, do you know what I mean? If I was walking around thinking I was hard like this, you'd be like, he's a little bastard. That's how I know he's a bastard.
Okay, that's good.
Doing this will stimulate Joey's senses and create more neural activity in his brain, and that will help him remember.
What I'm going to show you is how to memorise 19 grime slang words.
Mark's using the same technique with Val. He begins with a strong visual image for the word bear, which means a lot of in grime slang.
Okay, so let's imagine in the bin you have a bear, and he's got a little basket with lots of things inside, because bear means lots of. Because he
Are you going
means...
to do this with all the items?
Yes.
Right. Because in a funny kind of way, I find it easier to remember the items without all the stuff going with it.
When you come into this, pretty much everyone asks, why don't you create these pictures? I'm doing 2, 3 different things at once. It's because we're trying to use your visual memory to really make things stick.
Have you memorised this?
I do, I've got it in my head. But you know the good thing is,
Yeah.
it's all about creativity.
Mark's going to teach 43-year-old Gok a more advanced technique that's perfect for learning long lists like the periodic table. It's called the Memory Palace.
The thing is with the memory palace is you can memorise stuff rapidly and it sticks for long periods of time.
Gok's going to memorise the first 20 elements of the periodic table, starting with hydrogen, helium and lithium.
Right, the piano.
Piano number 1, this is good. Fireplace number 2, mirror number 3.
First, they go around the room and identify 20 distinct locations or objects.
7 is the light switch.
7 is the light switch.
How it works is really, really simple. It taps into not just our visual memory, but a spatial memory.
Next, they retrace the journey, this time adding a vivid visual image to remind Gok of each chemical element.
But let's imagine a bomb going off on this piano. So this is hydrogen.
Okay, hydrogen.
Hydrogen bomb. Okay, let's imagine I take lots of balloons and I tie the balloons to this fire, lots of different colours of balloons over there.
Helium. So it's helium balloon.
Yeah.
Helium balloons.
Now let's imagine there is a mobile phone and it's smashed through the mirror.
Lithium battery on the mobile phone.
Yeah, so that's the lithium.
By doing this, Gok creates a highly vivid space hung all around with visual memories.
Take some dynamite and stick the dynamite on the light.
Okay.
So it's like dynamite, nitroglycerin, it's nitrogen.
Can I put a bottle of gin on there
Yeah,
instead?
put a bottle of gin in.
Nitrogen. I'd like a nitrogen right now.
Okay.
So, we've got hydrogen because of the bomb. We've got helium because of the balloons. We've got lithium because of the battery. Then we've got beryllium. And then we've got boron. And then we've got carbon. And then we've got nitrogen, gin. What are you doing? You're a witch. You are weird. This is so weird. Part of my brain has just been opened that I didn't even realise I had access to.
By doing this, the memory keeps passing through the hippocampus, a key part of the brain for memory knowledge and emotions. Once the image is fixed, you don't even need to be in the room to remember it.
Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, and calcium. I can't believe I've just done that.
But after a strong start, Gok's overwhelmed by the hundreds of images he needs to remember all his facts.
There's a brass monkey at the table. In his right hand, he's holding a copper pan. I don't know how that one's going to go in. Hello! Come on in.
With time running out, he calls Mark in.
There's still a lot to do, isn't there?
There is a huge amount to do, and it's very daunting. OK, so salt, chemical symbol is NaC1. Is that right?
Cl.
Cl.
So Cl for chlorine. And
Chlorine, Na. The Naki, my friend's dog is called Baki, B-A-C-I. He's from Australia, so he's always in the sea, therefore he's going to have a salty body. So I am going to go Baki and Australia.
Great.
It is going in, and I know that, but I'm really, really worried that the minute that I get put into an exam or a quizzing situation, that all of this stuff will go.
I've got the questions here.
You've got the questions. Can I have a look at the questions?
No, you
All
cannot.
right, OK. I'm just asking. You can't blame a trier.
Gokwan, you've got 2 minutes to answer questions on the periodic table.
Coming up, Val goes full grime.
David Cameron, you're a donut.
Joey's got his game face on.
I've not trained my brain for 2 weeks to become a loser.
And what can Gok remember under pressure?
What is the atomic number of nitrogen?
Two weeks ago, Gokwan knew nothing about the periodic table. How much does he know now?
Gokwan, you've got 2 minutes to answer questions on the periodic table. Starting from now. How many elements occur naturally in the human body?
60.
Correct. What comes before rubidium in the periodic table?
Krypton.
Correct. How do groups appear on the periodic table?
They appear in columns of periods.
Vertical columns, I can take that. What is the chemical name for water?
H2O.
The chemical name for water?
It is hydrogen oxide.
Correct. What is the atomic number of nitrogen?
7.
Correct. In every atom, the number of electrons is equal to the number of what?
Neutrons.
No.
Protons. Protons.
No, I'll have to take the first answer. It is, in fact, protons. From where is the group name pnictogens derived?
Pass.
It comes from the ancient Greek word for choke. What element has the atomic number 72?
72. Molybdenum.
No, hafnium. How many protons are there in a boron atom?
Pass.
5. What's the only letter not used as a symbol
J.
on the... That's correct. What is the chemical structure of the simple compound salt?
NaCl, Na sodium Cl chloride. Together they make sodium chloride.
Correct. In which Swedish village were the elements erbium and terbium discovered?
E to B.
Correct. What name is given to the smallest part of an element that can exist?
A atom.
Correct. Name the alkaline earth metal beginning with S?
Strontium.
Correct. What comes after osmium on the periodic table?
Iridium.
Correct. Brilliant. Brilliant. You managed 11 correct answers. Well done. That's absolutely terrific. How hard was it?
I'll be honest with you. It's very, very hard when you've got a time and you've got an audience and you are trying to remember all of the processes that Mark gives you. So that's the most difficult thing, but fascinating. And there is no way I would ever have been able to do that had I not learnt this new way of thinking. Without question. There's no way.
God, thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Done it?
Scaring me, you're scaring me.
How did it go?
I scored 11.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's so clever.
Standards been set. Time for our next challenger.
Deep breaths.
Valerie Singleton. Why did you want to do this?
sounded fun and different, and I'm getting older and I'm getting worried about my memory, and I thought it might help.
Can you tell us what your special topic is?
My special topic is UK grime artists. Exactly.
Back home, and Val's still struggling with the methods taught to her by memory champion Mark Channon.
But it's when he started putting a bear in the bin, and then I had to work out something that meant the bear, and then that meant a word which meant, in grime language, another word.
But she'll have to get her head around the techniques if she's got any chance of learning hundreds of new facts about her special topic. Grime is a type of rap music originating on the council estates of East London and recently heralded as the most culturally significant British music since punk. Val's assignment is to memorise facts about key artists, album tracks, song lyrics, and a dictionary of slang terms.
Let me kill it with flows. At the same time, let me chat about road. Bear man, a broke and wanna get dough. He's got a crew and he's got bear man, and he's talking, but he can't get there.
Oh, bear?
Rolling a bit, so man, I care, man.
I heard he's talking bear. I think that means lots of.
Then she has a breakthrough and creates her own memory palace for the 2016 Sonic stage at Glastonbury.
I suddenly thought, well, wait a minute, supposing I sort of did Glastonbury in my bathroom. You know, Stormzy's in my bath towel, and there's a Sonic Hedgehog looking out of the mirror, and there's a Sloth coming out of the loo. That's Charlie Sloth DJ. I think I've now got it. 6, 5.
Oh, hi Val, how's it been going?
I think I've got all the names, and I think I'm pretty good on where they all come from. I'm pretty good on the slang. I quite like draw. You know, draw is a bag of cannabis.
Yeah.
So I thought of a little drawstring, when you drawstring a little bag together. So that was that one.
Brilliant. What you've done is perfect. All right, Val, I'll see you soon.
I see
All
you.
right,
Safe
cheers.
journey.
Bye-bye.
Bye. He's quite pleased with me. I need a snooze.
Thinking of the images is one thing, but recalling them quickly takes practice. So Val enlists an old friend to test her in almost quiz-like conditions.
How many times has Stormzy won Best Grime Act at the Mobo Awards?
3 times.
Very good. Give me the word for an embarrassing moment.
That's a peak. What happens when you get embarrassed? You go pink.
Big man ting.
Ah, that's doing well, impressing people.
Yes, right. Well, I'm not going to be able to understand you next time you come.
No.
We have other people to supper. I'll have to warn them that we have this nutcase.
I think probably I've cracked it quite well. Am I boasting? You can have a laugh at me next week when I get all this wrong.
Val, did you find the training tough?
Yes, it was a lot of long. And if you're wondering what on earth I'm talking about, long in grime slang means a lot of effort.
Well, time to find out how well you've memorised your assignment. You now have 2 minutes on UK grime artists. Starting from now. Other than London, which city has the most developed grime scene?
Birmingham.
Correct. In grime slang, what phrase means wanting people to take you seriously?
Big man ting.
Correct. How many beats per minute are there usually in a grime track?
130 to 140.
Correct. According to the Lady Leisure lyrics in Queen's Speech 5, your lips look like what?
Crispy bacon.
Correct. What was the name of the grime album that won the Mercury Prize in 2003?
That was Boy in the Corner.
Correct. What was the name of the first grime concert organised by Wiley in 2002?
Eskimo concert.
The Eskimo dance? I'll accept
Eskimo
that.
dance, yes.
What was the title of the Guardian column that Lethal Bizzle wrote in response to David Cameron's criticism of grime lyrics?
David Cameron, you're a donut.
Close, and I'll give it to you. Which pirate radio station was formed by Genius and Slimsy?
Rinse FM.
Correct. What magazine published Jeremy's interview with Jeremy Corbyn in 2017?
ID.
Correct. Who is the first successful grime MC from Manchester?
Oh, Bugsy Malone.
Correct. Which Glastonbury stage featured Bugsy Malone, novelist, and Kano in 2016?
The Sonic stage.
Correct. Who created the Lord of the Mics grime battles?
That was Jammer.
Correct. At what UK event did Kanye West bring 40 grime MCs on stage with him?
That was at a Brit Awards.
Correct. Complete the Skepta lyric, man don't care what colour or gender.
Oh, that's my favourite one. That's from Konichiwa. Tell the President we ain't forgot. Tell the Prime Minister we still remember. Man don't care what colour or gender.
Val, I'm sorry. The bell went before you could actually complete the lyric with that last line, nobody's voting for your corrupted agenda. Val, you managed 13 correct answers. Well done. I mean, even when you got it slightly wrong, in one of them, the title of the Guardian column, Lethal Bizzle wrote in response to David Cameron's criticism of grime lyrics, it was actually David Cameron is a donut, not you are a donut, but I couldn't possibly not give it to you. Val, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, everyone.
How'd it go?
Well, apparently I got 13 right.
Well done!
I wish I'd had longer. We've learnt so much. I haven't had the opportunity to show off, I suppose is the word. But it was fun. I enjoyed it, and the audience were very responsive. And
You need to be really proud.
Coming up,
King William.
it's time to reprogram Joey's brain.
You want me to learn 20 different names?
Yeah.
Who is the 18th largest landowner?
And our stars face the instant recall round.
Shoes, glasses, handbag.
Can we have our final contestant, Joey Essex?
Joey will be trying to beat Gokwan's score of 11 on the periodic table and Valerie Singleton's 13 on UK Grime.
Joey, I'm just guessing that quizzes aren't normally your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say quizzes is my my best subject. Yes.
But this technique,
Yeah, I mean,
has it made it better?
yeah, the technique is definitely. I feel like it's a superpower. I feel like I've opened a new part of my brain.
Well, we'll put it to the test, shall we?
Let's try.
Can you tell us now what you're going to be answering questions about tonight?
I will be answering questions on the life and the times of William the Conqueror. Like it? I love it. Life and the times of William the Conqueror. His name's so long. Why can't it be William?
William the Conqueror was the first Norman king of England and one of its most important monarchs. He built new castles and introduced the feudal system of patronage. Joey must memorise key dates and facts about the Domesday Book and the legendary Bayeux Tapestry.
I wouldn't say that I've done loads. Look at this, look. I've got to imagine kick-off here. Sardinic King. I hate history. They give me something that happened in 1028, so it's not ideal. No, that's my homework, man. Don't do that.
With Joey struggling to revise on his own, memory champion Mark Channon pays him a visit.
So what's the biggest challenge you found?
Probably just generally, like, learning about William the Conqueror.
He's almost paralysed. Every time he looks at it, he thinks, I'm not even going to start. The beliefs are really strong that he just can't learn, or that he's not intelligent enough to do something.
If my brain goes in overload, it seems to stop, but I'm trying my best to learn.
27-year-old Joey is capable of learning if he can just focus for long enough to perfect the technique.
I've learned some things. I've learned that he was crowned in 1066.
Yeah, on Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas
Yeah,
Day.
Christmas
I know
Day.
that.
What else you got?
Can't remember. What do you mean to do again?
Joey, sitting down and revising is a recipe for disaster. You've got to find ways to trick your brain to make things fun. Do some things, have an experience, go somewhere.
To give Joey that experience and bring the subject to life, Mark decides to take him to a real-life Norman castle in Headingham, Essex.
This is absolute castle vibes. Imagine if
Nice.
Do I look like what?
I feel safer already.
Do you feel safe?
I feel really safe.
If someone
now.
come in, I'll be like,
I was
what?
nervous before.
Mark's going to use the period location as a memory palace where Joey can hang vivid images on distinct features of the castle, making it easier to remember them.
You know what? I've never ever pretended to be a soldier, but now I have.
Using this technique, he wants Joey to memorise names from the Domesday Book, the record of who owned what in Norman Britain.
So what we're going to try and do is memorise the 20 largest landowners.
And they start with King William, Bishop Odo of Bayeux, and Lanfranc, Archbishop of Canterbury.
So you're trying to tell me that you want me to learn 20 different names? This is going to be difficult, you know.
It's going to be difficult. First of all, I'm going to teach you a little memory palette. I'm going to give you a name. I need you to give me a picture. King William. What do you see in your mind when you think of King William?
For some reason, I just see a crown hanging off this
Nice.
curtain.
Okay, boom, that's in there. So on this bench here, Robert. Robert, he's Count of Morton. Joey's skill is he doesn't overthink.
All right, so Robert is counting how many mountains are in this area.
Oh, that's a nice association. He just lets it happen. He lets that creative ability just come through.
Count Alan.
Count Alan.
He looks like an Alan. He's got brown hair.
Yeah.
A bit Alan-y, do you know what I mean? He looks like a bit Alan-y, yeah.
Okay, good.
I feel like this was definitely the right place to be because it's like from back in the day. It's like almost like it was real life.
Eustance.
Euston, we have a problem.
Euston, we have a problem. So what do you see coming?
I see a spaceman.
Spaceman. You want to go from 1 to 10?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, from the top.
King William, number 1. Odo, yeah. Bishop, Bayou, number 2. Number 3, Lanfranc, Archbishop, Canterbury. Yes. Earl Roger, number 4. Number 5, Robert Count Mountain. Robert Count Mountain.
There's more, isn't there? There's more.
Robert Morton.
Yes.
Robert Morton.
Yeah.
Okay. Today's been a massive learning curve. William DeWarren.
Yes, because he loves war.
Because he loves wars. It's hard, mate. It's hard, like, having to learn all this stuff.
He's French.
Count Alan. Eustance.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Joey was genuinely really, really impressive today. I didn't expect it. You just memorised all of those.
Okay.
Did you think that was possible before we did this? No. He put the work in today, and I think that's made a difference. Can he now go home and continue to do this on his own with that level of energy? If he does, then he does stand a good chance of getting a lot of this information in his head.
Right, fire some questions. Fire 3 questions at me.
Okay, when was William born?
William was born in 1028.
When was William crowned king?
William was crowned king in 1066 on Christmas Day. I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but I would say that I'm familiar with not getting things right. I've put more effort in the past 2 weeks into this than I did in 5 years at school.
Harder than you thought?
Yeah. I knew I was going to be learning about stuff, but I didn't know it was going to be about some geezer who lived about 1,000 years ago. But I had to learn. I had no choice. My brain had to function.
Well, the time's come to test
It has.
how much you've improved your memory. William the Conqueror, your time starts now. By what other name was William's father, Robert I, sometimes known?
Robert the Magnificent.
Correct. Where on the coast of England did William's invading army land in September 1066?
Dover.
No, Pevensey. Who follows Count Alan on the top 20 list of landholders in the Doomsday Book?
Richard.
No, Count Eustance. How old was William when he was knighted?
It was in 1066 on Christmas Day. He's 59.
No, 15. According to legend, when William asked for Matilda of Flanders' hand in marriage, she said she was...
Pass.
She said she was too highborn to consider what? Marrying a bastard.
This is terrible.
Depicting the events of the Norman conquest of England, who is thought to have commissioned the Bayeux Tapestry?
Pass.
Bishop Odo. What did Normans keep in their castle toilets?
Closed.
Correct. Where was William's father journeying from when he died?
Canterbury.
No, Jerusalem. Who else apart from William and Harold Godwinson made a claim to the English throne on the death of Edward the Confessor?
Dunno.
Harold Hardrada. What was the name of Harold Godwinson's brother who helped Harold Hardrada invade England?
Robert.
Tostig. On the death of Edward the Confessor, who was chosen to be King of England?
King William.
No, Harold Godwinson, the Earl of Wessex. Who is the 18th largest landowner as listed in the Doomsday Book?
Osmond.
No, Countess Judith.
No.
On what day was William's coronation in 1066?
Pass.
Christmas Day, December the 25th.
Oh, God, I knew that.
What was the first battle of Harold Hardrada's invasion?
I don't know.
The Battle of Fulford. What was a postern?
Don't tell me I've got 2. Thank you. better than one, isn't it?
More than you would have got before, I bet.
Exactly, it's a lot more than I would have got if I didn't learn.
Were you using the techniques?
Yes.
Because there were one or two things. I mean, you only got 2 correct answers, but I rather sense that you were quite close to a couple of others.
You said something about being born on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I knew that question.
And has it sparked any interest in the Normans?
The Normans?
William the Conqueror?
Oh.
You know?
Okay. I learned that he was from Normandy, not... Oh, because they're called the Normans.
OK. Joey Essex, thank you very much.
I'll show you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm still in shock. I thought I'd at least get 5 or 6. Come on.
Joey.
I got 15.
You got 15?
I didn't really, I got 2.
Oh, well done, Joe.
Well done. When he came out, he's a bit disappointed. He wanted to do so much better. That's because he knows in his head he has so much more information that he could have got right. But with a room full of people watching you, if they get nervous, if they get anxious, a block's going to go up and they'll just freeze.
But all is not lost, because there's one more round and 25 points up for grabs.
There's going to be a game. There's going to be 25 objects on the table you won't have seen before.
Okay.
And you'll have a couple of minutes to remember as many as possible.
The final round is a classic memory challenge that will test the celebrity's instant recall, their ability to create memorable images on the spot and against the clock.
Wow, that's a lot.
Why don't we try it with some objects?
OK.
With no training, the average person can only remember about 7 items. But Mark's going to teach them the chain method, which could at least double that.
I don't mind this. I can master this.
When you see the objects on the table, try and create connections between one object and the next object.
So, right, I'm going to memorise all these items, yeah? So I've got a bear, and this bear is holding a flower.
This technique uses a story to link the objects and is helpful in real life for remembering shopping lists, speeches, and even directions.
He then gets a pineapple as well, and puts that in with the eggs.
Like before, it's all about vivid images, but because they have to make the association really quickly, the memory won't last as long.
Gets a glass of water, puts some salt in it, because he likes salt in his water, do you know what I mean?
It took Val time to create images to remember her grime facts.
This is where it gets confusing, because by the time I've thought of the thing to remind me, I'm eating into the time.
The weirder the story, the easier it is to remember.
Oh my gosh.
But against the clock, Val could struggle to create memorable enough images.
That's my boiled egg. I will eat with a spoon and fork. There's a bird sitting on the window ledge watching me.
That is a key ring with a pen. This is all office stuff.
Meanwhile, Gok adds his own creative twist, physically grouping the objects to make the links more visual.
And on top of the box is a Buddha. He's wearing a tie, a pair of sunglasses, and drinking some water.
That's brilliant.
Teddy bear is holding a flower. Around the flower is a big chocolate bar. And in his left hand, he's holding a glass.
Because Joey has to remember the story and not an extra layer of meaning, this challenge really plays to his strengths.
17 out of 20, it's not too bad. I think I've mastered it, to be honest.
The celebrities had 2 weeks to memorise facts about their special topics. Now they have just 2 minutes and they all want to win.
Joey Essex scored the lowest in the first round, so he's going first.
I'm back.
So you're confident?
Yeah, I'm confident. Yeah, I'm more confident than last time.
And it's all to play for.
Yeah, that's it.
Coming up,
Recall for us as many of those 25 objects as you can.
Three celebrities are competing to be tonight's memory champion. Earlier, Gok scored 11 on the periodic table, Val got 13 on UK Grime, and Joey scored 2 on William the Conqueror.
This is terrible.
But with 25 points available in the next round, everything could change.
Joey, you're about to see 25 objects that you've got to commit to memory in any order. You'll have 2 minutes to study them, starting from now.
The 25 items are alarm clock, bag, binoculars, boxing glove, cricket bat, cup, desk lamp, gold bar, helmet, keys, pineapple, plane, plant pot, present, radio, roller skate, saxophone, ship, shoes, sunglasses, teapot, toaster, toothbrush, trophy, and umbrella. To make it totally fair, all 3 celebrities will see the same objects.
This guy with a boxing glove, and he smashed himself over the head with a cricket bat. And after that, he smashed the pineapple.
So a normal person trying this out will probably get anything between 5 and 9 items. With the chain method, they could get anything from 15 upwards. When we practiced with Joey, he was probably the strongest, to be honest. He may even come out on top.
So he cooked himself a cup of tea with a cup. Then he put some shoes on because he thought he'd turn into a girl for the day. And then he put some glasses on. This story's going wonky now.
Joey, time's up. Please name those 25 objects.
So there's this guy. He had it was a boxing glove, yeah? Gold bar. He had a gold bar. He won a trophy. And then he put roller skates and then toaster. Umbrella, keys, pineapple, bag, plane, plant pot. I've already said pineapple, no? Come on, man. The story's just gone out of my head now. I'm just trying to have a visual. What was there? Alarm clock, sunglasses, shoes.
That's it?
Yeah.
OK, Joey, out of a possible 25, you scored 14. Just over half.
That's all right.
You could have had binoculars, the desk lamp, a mug.
The presents, a radio, a saxophone, the ship, the teapot, the toothbrush.
The motorbike helmet, I'm
But no,
surprised.
the worst one is the motorbike helmet and the cricket bat, because that was the main part of the story, so I don't know where that went. At least I can walk away from this experience in front of all you lovely people and say, do you know what? I learned something new. And I'll always remember how to do it.
Joey Essex, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Peace. 14's good, but I was going for 25. Generally, I was going to try and get all of it.
How do you feel about the tray?
Not so confident about the
Right.
tray. I haven't practiced making that story, and it's quite a long story to make with 25 items.
Yeah.
OK, let's have our next contestant, Valerie Singleton. In the first round, she scored 13 with her subject, UK grime artists. Val, you did really well in the first round, very well indeed. Are you going to do as well in this one?
I don't think so. I've no idea how I'm going to do on this. I think it just depends on the object.
Well, let's see. You will have exactly 2 minutes starting from now.
What funny objects.
Thing is with Val, everything has to make sense. She hasn't really been able to figure out how can I associate things together. So I think out of all 3, Val's probably the weakest at that event.
It's not really doing anything for me, this.
She's the current leader, but if Val spends too long on each bit of her story, she'll never get through 25 objects in 2 minutes.
Val, time's up.
OK.
Start now.
There was a small umbrella. There was a teapot and a cup. There was like a boxing glove and a toaster and a gold bar and a clock and a radio and some sunglasses and a pineapple, and there was some rather smart sparkly shoes. Oh, there was a little like saxophone thing, musical instrument, and there was something that was silver. I can't remember what the silver thing was. Oh, a big thing of keys with lots of keys on them. And there was a helmet, a motorbike helmet as well. That's it, I think. I'm sure I'll remember other things. That's it.
Val, out of a possible 25, you scored 14. You could have had the cricket bat, you could have had a plant pot, you could have had the plane. How were you trying to organise your thoughts and your memories?
To start with, I was trying to make a story, because that's how Mark said you should remember it. I couldn't do that, so then I just began to try and remember them. Now I'm remembering them, and I'm beginning to get a story in my mind. Get up, you put the alarm clock on, you clean your teeth, have a cup of tea, get a cup of, have the toast.
And you've got all, bingo, you've got all 25.
It
Too
sort
late.
of comes back, you see.
Val, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you, Michael. I couldn't put things together. I think I panicked a bit, to be quite honest.
So let's have our final contestant. In the first round, Gok scored 11 on the periodic table. Still hoping to be the winner at the end of the night?
Weirdly, earlier on, I didn't want to win. Now, I've got to win.
OK, Gok, you're going to see 25 random objects, and you're going to have 2 minutes to commit them to memory, starting from now.
So when we practiced the trade test, Gok was really strong, really creative, strong visual memory. He has a nice technique where he'll group things into clusters. So as long as he keeps relaxed, I think he could do really, really well.
And then we've got here, all works with fashion: shoes, glasses, handbag, umbrella, boat, an airplane, a cricket, all very vintage. Glasses, shoes, glasses, handbag on, umbrella, it's raining, toothbrush, pineapple, bat, go away.
Step away from the table, time's up. Right, now, recall for us as many of those 25 objects as you can.
OK, shoes, sunglasses, handbag, umbrella, toothbrush, teapot, cup, keys, saxophone, helmet, boat, cricket bat, present. I said helmet, I said cricket bat, I said present, plant pot, oh, rollerblade, gold, toothbrush, said toothbrush, alarm clock. That's okay.
That's it?
I think so.
You got 17
Oh, not bad.
out of a total of 25. What you didn't get: binoculars, the boxing glove, pineapple. What were you doing? I mean, it's quite interesting. You were obviously grouping things on the table. Now, how did you organise that? What were you doing?
Yeah, it was. I saw a I saw a woman wearing. She had the umbrella up, and it was raining. She was brushing her teeth, and she had the glasses on, and the terrible shoes, awful shoes. Who chose those? And I couldn't remember this corner over here.
None of them in the corner.
That one I really struggled with, and it's because I think in my brain I didn't do what Mark taught me. And Mark taught me to do a clockwise angle, and I reversed it.
Why?
And it was because I panicked.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The final scores are being totted up, but win or lose, they've all learnt some extraordinary techniques they can use forever.
Can I put a bottle of gin on there instead?
What was in it?
Nitrogen. I'd like a nitrogen. My brain can retain academic information. I never thought it ever could.
I'd quite like draw. You know, draw is a bag of cannabis. I think now definitely I will feel more confident about remembering things.
Teddy bear is holding a flower. Around the flower is a big chocolate bar.
I tried my best and I smashed the tray test and I come out a better person.
Well done, all three of you. This is the final score. Joey, you scored 2 on William the Conqueror and 14 in the instant recall round, making a total of 16 for Joey. Val, you scored 13 on UK grime artists and 14 in the instant recall round, making you the runner-up with a total score of 27. But tonight's winner, with 11 correct answers on the periodic table and an amazing 17 in the instant recall round,
you're so clever.
giving a grand total of 28. The winner is Goch! Goch! Congrats! And here is something to commemorate your famous victory.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael.
Bravo.
Thank you. I can't believe I won.
8 p.m. Monday, Channel 4 Dispatches gives a voice to the victims of a housing association's failures, investigating the landlords from hell. And back to Channel 4 tonight, prepare for all-star musicals and celeb-flavoured bacon, but beware of the Gogglebox's scrutiny. Next.